Hello everyone, and sorry my desk is a bit of a mess. But today, I'm going to be going through all of the hardware and I guess software that I use to make and play music every day. I did a video similar to this, but I had a lot less stuff, and I had my camera on a very fragile stand, causing me not to be able to move it very much. So, we're going to start off here at the desk. This is like the central nervous station of everything. This is where most of the magic happens. Like, I'm cooking up this right now. It'll be up soon. Probably tomorrow, or sooner or later. So, let's break down everything on this desk. First off, the Akai MPK Mini. It's a basic MIDI controller, really. It also leads into these speakers that I have, which are the Logitech Z150s. This is just a basic MIDI controller. I'll show you the features of it. And these speakers sound. So it works with basically any DAW you can possibly think of. I've used it with Ableton and GarageBand, so I'm pretty sure it could work with a lot. So, it has pads, and it all depends on what your DAW has your thing set up to, what these pads do. And you can go up and down an octave, and these buttons are all independent of the controller mostly. So there's some things in like GarageBand, and then there's a plugin called VIP, which I can't get to work with GarageBand anymore. But that is and Wobble is another one, and Hybrid 3 and MPC Essentials. They're good programs by Akai that utilize this to its full potential, and where these like words and letters actually mean something. The only thing in GarageBand, this knob controls the volume. And other than that, the other knobs don't really do much. Like, I don't see anything else moving when I turn these. Like, nothing. Besides this volume. So, yeah. And then you got note repeat. But that only works with the pads. Doesn't work with the keys. See, I'm holding it down. And then you got a tap tempo over here, which you turn it on first, and I'm not sure if it sets to something by default, but you can just go like, you can have a metronome. Like, let me mute all this, and then you can play, then go, then go back, unmute the instrument. Great, now it's just like, you know what? No worky today. Oh, it didn't have an octave, so. So I guess it's a good thing if you want sprinkly hi-hats. But, you know, and you can set it to whatever, like you can go freaking ludicrous with it. And I think it only goes into like 1, 2, 3. I think it can only do 2 and 4 time signatures. I'm not exactly sure. It kind of stops my knowledge after that. And I'm not really sure what these buttons do again. It's probably, and it is touch sensitive. So that's the basic rundown of this, and then you also got a pitch shifter, which are probably easier to show you on a bass. So you can go up, down, left, right. So yeah, it's a pretty basic little thing. It gets the job done for me, and it looks nice on my little display. And these speakers, I think, are pretty good for the $15 I paid for them. Like, this is as loud as they get. loud. And these things freaking rumble when I'm playing a mix with full volume. And it has its own independent volume. You can also plug in a microphone and headphones. Which headphones leads me... Oh, and MacBook Pro on GarageBand or Apple Logic, whatever. And an Apple Magic Mouse, but whatever. This leads me to probably one of my most, I guess, an Apple charger counts. I use it to sync music to the thing. This leads me to the Koss Porta Pros. Now, I'm sure if you're an audio nerd, you've heard about Koss and maybe even these headphones in particular, because they're probably the best headphones for the value of about $35. There's always sales for them on Amazon, and there's wireless versions, there's different colors, there's all sorts of variations in these headphones, because they're probably the most popular. They're the highest rated headphones on Amazon, I know that, and they just sound so good for $30. Like, this is not, if you're on a tight budget, these headphones are amazing. Now, obviously, you can go pick yourself up a pair of Audio-Technica M50s, and you'll be, or 150s, and you'll be freaking, these things will throw in the garbage. But, you know, until then, this is pretty cool. And it comes with a carrying case. The only thing that I complain a little bit about, the wire is kind of flimsy. I could see this breaking, and in other reviews I've seen, people have complained about it breaking. So, sorry. So next up we have my microphone, which I don't know what it's called. I'm sorry about this beeping. It's a blue microphone, a blue Snowball. And I see a lot of podcasters use this microphone. It's actually my dad's, but he doesn't really use it at home as much. But this microphone is good. I use it to mic up my amplifier, and if I ever record vocals, it's perfect. So I recommend this microphone. I haven't looked up the price on it, but I imagine it's not that expensive, and you know, you can get some weird camera shots out of it. And then if we move down here, we got the PV Rage 158, as well as a Boss pedal, effects pedal, distortion. I mean, you can't go wrong with a Boss distortion. It's probably the best $50 pedal ever. Besides maybe like a MIDI pedal. Or mini, not MIDI. It's just a standard live wire. This has some great channels. It has an overdrive channel, and I think it's a tube amp, because it says tube down there, so I can only assume. It has pre and post, and then an equalizer, headphone jack. You probably can't see any of this, but, and a aux cord if you want to plug in your phone or whatever with like a dongle. And then we have my air-powered piano over here. My currently unpowered 5-watt practice amp, which I really only use if I'm playing outside. And then my Squier Bullet Telecaster, which I love. It's a really good guitar. I just love the sound. I don't know what this pickup is called, but I love the sound of the top pickup so much. And then I have the carrying case for that, a Phosphex Megamix, which is unfortunately fried, so I just keep it here as decoration. And then I have another guitar in here. It's a sawtooth guitar, just a beginner guitar. It's an electric guitar, and it has one single humbucker. I'm not even sure if you can see it, but that's a humbucker pickup. It has one single humbucker, and it did do me well when I used it frequently. And then I have in here a nylon string guitar, so classical, I guess you would say. And this one served me well too. For all my acoustic needs, like I don't think I'm gonna be getting a steel string electric until I get like a really good deal on like a beginner one, because that thing's pretty good with basically any acoustics I need. And then up here I have a metronome, pretty useful. It's a pretty useful thing. I'd have to plug it in because the batteries are dead. And then I have a spare mouse just in case the Magic Mouse dies, because it has a tendency of doing that. It's just a boring Logitech mouse I took from school because they didn't need it. And then if I move this Lego car, I forgot to show you, I have a 2 terabyte hard drive or solid state drive that I use to basically back everything up if, you know, nuclear war happens. And a Nike box, which is, I see, irrelevant now, but, you know, it's there. So that's basically it. I mean, I use Ableton Live 9, but, I mean, I haven't learned it that much. I mean, this is where I've stuck for a while on GarageBand. I haven't really gotten used to Ableton's ways, but I'm sure I will, and I'll get used to it and start recording more on Ableton with like EDM and stuff, because I know that's basically where Ableton strides. But other than that, yeah, I'm gonna try to put some links in the description for some of this stuff, but don't count on it. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace out, my homies.